AI storytelling is exploding right now. Faceless anime channels, comic channels, cinematic shorts, they're pulling millions of views. But there's one big problem nobody talks about. Making one good AI story is expensive, slow, and messy. Most creators burn out after one episode because every new scene feels like starting from zero. That's exactly where Pippit changes the game. I wanted to test if one person could actually build an entire story workflow alone, from script to final cinematic episode, without a team, without a massive budget, and without wasting hours managing chaos. So I used Pippit Story Studio together with Seedance 2.5. And this is where it gets interesting. Instead of jumping straight into random prompts and disconnected generations, Story Studio lets you build the structure first. I started with a script, dropped it into the canvas, and mapped out the entire story flow scene by scene. Show canvas hands-on. Characters, environments, story beats, pacing, all organized inside one system. That alone changes everything, because storytelling is not about random visuals, it's about continuity. For this test, I decided to create a short cinematic AI story called The Last Memory. The story follows a young man named Kai living in a futuristic city where human memories can be stored and sold. Kai's motivation is simple. His younger sister is dying, and the only way to save her is to buy back a stolen memory fragment that contains the access code to a life-saving system. But that memory is now in the hands of a powerful underground syndicate. Inside Story Studio, I built the entire progression from start to finish. Show canvas hands-on. First, I designed Kai's character and locked his visual consistency so he stays recognizable across every scene. Then I built the city environments. Neon streets, underground markets, memory vaults, and surveillance towers. Show canvas hands-on. After that, I structured the pacing. The opening escape, the investigation, the confrontation, and the final reveal. This is where most AI creators fail. They can generate cool clips, but they can't keep consistency across an actual story. Same character, same art style, same emotional pacing. That's the hard part. Pippit solves that by turning the script into a structured production pipeline. Then comes Seedance 2.0 Mini. This is the new engine powering the generation, and the biggest advantage here is cost. Most creators treat every AI scene like a risky, expensive gamble. One bad render means wasted money. Seedance 2.5 cuts that pressure down massively, and that changes behavior. Because when generation becomes cheaper, you stop being afraid to experiment. You can test more scenes, revise more shots, change pacing, improve transitions, and actually build a series instead of just one expensive episode. So I ran the full workflow, script into Story Studio, built the scene structure, organized recurring characters, locked the visual style, and started generating scenes. The opening scene shows Kai escaping through crowded neon streets while drones scan for him. Then the middle act slows down as he discovers the truth. The syndicate didn't steal the memory. His own father sold it years ago. That twist changes everything. The enemy he was chasing wasn't the real enemy at all, and that's where the story turns. In the final act, Kai infiltrates the memory vault, confronts his father, and recovers the fragment. But the ending reveals something bigger. The memory he risked everything for wasn't the code to save his sister. It was the proof that her illness was artificially created by the same system controlling the city. So the story ends not with rescue, but with the beginning of a rebellion. That's the biggest difference here.
Sister Alara is dying. The neural fade has reached its final stage.
Kai, I'm so cold.
I must find the stolen memory, the only cure.
I need the stolen Chronos drive. Now.
Looking for a ghost tech runner? But maybe we share the same enemy.
Chronos drones. They're sweeping the sector for that memory drive. Stay down.
The access code and a confession. Chronos created the disease to control society.
And look at the encryption signature. It's your father, Kale. He's the one hiding it.
My father. I have to face him at the central vault.
I knew you would come here, Kai. I hid that memory years ago to protect you and Alara.
Protect us? By letting her suffer and die from a disease your company created?
If Kronos knew I had the cure, they would have killed you both. I had no choice.
It stops today. The whole city will know the truth.
This is for Alara. It's the beginning of a revolution.
Pippit doesn't feel like a random AI generator. It feels like a creative co-pilot. It understands story logic, pacing, scenes, character progression, twists, endings, and helps you move from raw script into something that actually feels like a complete episode. And honestly, this is probably the biggest shift in AI storytelling right now. The barrier is no longer skill, it's workflow and cost, and Pippit is solving both at the same time. If you're trying to build a faceless story channel, an AI comic series, or even test cinematic ideas as a solo creator, this is one of the most practical workflows I've seen so far. Pippit with Seedance 2.0 Mini makes story creation faster, cheaper, and way easier to sustain long term. That's how one-person studios are going to scale from here.